Hello, students, and welcome once again to Limitless English with Mr. Reyes. For today, we have the book Warlink 2 and the Unit 3B. So let's get started. Here, the topic is Lesson B after graduation. So the first thing that you have to do is just check the words that we have here, especially the ones in blue, and investigate any of those words that maybe you don't understand. So we have one here, it says do an internship at some point, create a resume, take time off in the near future, eventually, go back to school, someday, be my own boss, soon, in a few days, weeks, in the near future, at some point, some date, and eventually. Right? So make sure that whatever you don't understand, you investigate. It says here that they have some ideas of some people that we're talking. The people below are college seniors or recent graduates. Take turns reading each opinion out loud with a partner. So, I want to do an internship this summer at some point. Before then, I have to create a resume. I am going to take time off in the near future, maybe later, after graduation, and go on vacation. I am working now, but eventually I'd like to go back to school and get my PhD. Someday I'd like to be my own boss. Hey, but not yet. I have a lot to learn still. Now, on the second part, you're going to read this part. It says, look at the underlined expressions in A and answer the questions, then tell a partner. So you're going to see these underlined expressions, and according to the information that you have here, you have to put the underlined expressions in these lines. All right, so you have to complete the lines. What you have to put inside the lines are some of these words that we got there. All right, so check and put the ones that belong here on these lines. Return to school, work somewhere and learn to do a job. Who was the person that said those things? Work for himself, not work or study for a short time. Create a summary of her education and job experience. It asks here, when do people in aid want to do these things? Do they give a definite future time or not? You can talk with your partner if you have a partner, so you can practice about that information. On the second part is basically the listening. So on the listening, make sure that you read the instructions. It says, listen, you are going to hear 3 different conversations. In each, which sentence is true? Listen and circle the best answer. So you got here three sentences, A, B, and C. Only one sentence is true. The same thing in 2, A, B, and C. Only one sentence is true. The same thing in 3, A, B, and C. Only one is true. So listen and you select which of those sentences are true.
Number 1.
What are you doing, Tina?
Working on an application.
For what?
School.
But I thought you graduated last May.
I did, but I'm thinking about getting a master's degree in business.
Really? When are you planning to go?
In the spring.
Number 2.
How's the job search going?
Great. I finally got one.
Congratulations. Doing what?
I'm going to do an internship at a small marketing agency.
That's perfect for you. What's the pay?
Well, actually, I'm not going to make any money at first. But eventually, it'll probably turn into a paying position.
Number 3.
Professor Walker?
Yes? Oh, hi, Alice. Come in. What's up?
Thanks. I'd like to talk to you about next term.
Sure. What about it?
I'm thinking of going to New York to study English.
So you won't be here next term?
Right. I always plan to visit New York someday, like after graduation from college. But my best friend is going in January, and I'd like to go with her.
So how long is the program in New York?
It starts in January.
That's pretty soon. In about 2 months.
Right. And then the program finishes in May, and I can come back to college in September.
Okay. I don't think it'll be a problem. We just have to do some paperwork.
All right, according to the listening, make sure that you complete what is correct from the sentences that we got there. Remember, if you didn't understand correctly the first time, you can always go back and repeat the audio so you can complete your exercises. On the second part, it says here, listen for details, read the sentence below, then listen again, write one word in each blank, and circle the correct answer. So here you have three conversations, the one that we have, and you need to complete this line, and you need to complete which one of this is the one that goes this May or in the spring. And according to the information that you hear in a conversation, then you complete conversation 1, conversation 2, and complete conversation 3.
Number 1.
What are you doing, Tina?
Working on an application.
For what?
School.
But I thought you graduated last May.
I did, but I'm thinking about getting a master's degree in business.
Really? When are you planning to go?
In the spring.
Number 2.
How's the job search going?
Great. I finally got one.
Congratulations. Doing what?
I'm going to do an internship at a small marketing agency.
That's perfect for you. What's the pay?
Well, actually, I'm not going to make any money at first. But eventually, it'll probably turn into a paying position.
Number 3.
Professor Walker?
Yes? Oh, hi, Alice. Come in. What's up?
Thanks. I'd like to talk to you about next term.
Sure. What about it?
I'm thinking of going to New York to study English.
So you won't be here next term?
Right. I always planned to visit New York someday, like after graduation from college. But my best friend is going in January, and I'd like to go with her.
So how long is the program in New York?
It starts in January.
That's pretty soon. In about 2 months.
Right. And then the program finishes in May, and I can come back to college in September.
Okay. I don't think it'll be a problem. We just have to do some paperwork.
All right, make sure that you complete it, and you can always repeat again just in case you still need some more information. The next part that we have here is the reading. The reading, it has an audio too, so I'm going to play the audio in a minute so you can listen to it. So after you complete the reading, make sure that you complete all this information that we have on this side. You have an idea for a new company. You think it will be successful. What should you do? Circle the answer, then tell a partner. And according to this answer, you should get college degree after graduation or start your company, or you should skip and don't go to college and start your company right away. So whatever is your opinion, you're supposed to talk that with your partner. B, draw conclusions, read a paragraph 1 through 3 in the reading. How would Peter T answer these questions in A? C, it says infer information, find the words involved in the reading, write each word next to the correct definition. Teacher or advisor, according to what they have in the reading, what is that? A chance to do something important or interesting, what is that? Did something uncertain or dangerous, and what is that? A hidden surprise or a problem, and what is that? On D part, it says scan for details. Find the statements below in paragraph 1 to 3 and circle T if it's true and for F if it's false. So read it, and according to what we got there, you select what is true and what is false. Can be any age, true or false, have to take classes, true or false, for 2 years, work for free, true or false, work with a special advisor, true or false, come from all over the world, true or false. On E, identify pros and cons, the positive things and the negative things. What are the pros and good things and the cons, bad things of being a field fellow? Read a paragraph 4 and 5. Write your idea on a piece of paper. Compare your answers with the partners if you have a partner. And answer the questions with a partner. What was Eden Full's project? Was she successful? In your opinion, is the Thea Fellowship a good idea or not? Why? So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you the reading. So like that, you can copy and paste the reading just in case, so you can read it as you could listen to it. Okay? Here you have the first part, the first paragraph. Okay, let me hit it a little slower. So you could copy and paste now. So I can play it, and then after I play it, you can read it at the same time and get that pronunciation. So listen to the reading.
A different road to success.
When Eden Full was 20 years old, she did something unusual. She dropped out of Princeton University. She had an idea for a new kind of technology, an inexpensive kind of solar panel. Full took a risk and quit college to work on her idea, but she had help. Not from her parents or friends, but from billionaire entrepreneur Peter Thiel. In 2010, he created a program called the Thiel Fellowship. It helps people between the ages of 18 and 20 to work on a big idea. Maybe they want to create a new kind of technology or medicine, or perhaps they want to solve an important social problem. The program gives these young people $100,000 to work on their project for 2 years. During this time, each person, now called a fellow, also works with a mentor, a successful business person, scientist, or inventor. The mentors help the young entrepreneurs. Each year, hundreds of people from around the world apply to the program, but only 20 are accepted. It's an exciting opportunity, but there is a catch. To be a Thiel Fellow, a person must skip or drop out of college. This way, the person can work on his or her project only. He or she won't have to spend time in class or doing homework. For Eden Full, this worked well. She started her project and then returned to Princeton 2 years later and got her degree. But some people worry about the Thiel Fellowship. Not everyone will be successful, they say. Some projects will fail, and some people won't go back to college. Supporters of the Thiel Fellowship see it differently. The young entrepreneurs will learn a lot. They will also meet important leaders in business, science, and technology, and some will eventually get great jobs. Best of all, some projects will help others, like Eden Full's solar panels, which are now used in 9 countries. The reality is this, say supporters. To be successful in life, you have to take risks at some point. Why wait until you're 35? Do it when you're 20.
All right, make sure that you listen to it again or read it so you can complete all these exercises that we have about the reading. On the next section, we have the grammar section. First, we're going to play the video about the grammar, and then I'm going to tell you or give you the instructions so you can complete this exercise that we have there. So listen and watch the video.
Predictions with be going to. You can use be going to make predictions about the future.
I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm going to be exhausted later today.
Ella gets all A's. I'm sure she's going to get a scholarship to college. You can use probably when you aren't 100% sure about your prediction.
Her grades are excellent. She's probably going to get a scholarship to college.
The weatherman said it's probably going to rain this weekend. Use be going to make predictions about an action that is about to happen.
Look, that rock is going to fall.
Get out your umbrella. It's going to start raining any minute.
All right, well, very important. When it comes to predictions with be and going to, they basically mean the same thing. So that's why you have here some examples. It says she's going to be very successful, or she will be very successful. It's a prediction. So in a prediction, they are basically the same. Some students aren't going to, or aren't going to pass the exam, or won't pass the exam. He definitely won't study history in college. He'll probably study business, probably will take out the 100% that maybe you are thinking. And that's why. And maybe too will not be 100% sure. So maybe he'll study economics too. Is she going to, right? Or will she graduate from school, right? Is she going to graduate, or is she going to go to school to graduate, and so on? Will, probably not, and maybe. You can use all of those, going or will, when you're talking about a prediction. So the next exercise that we have here, the first thing that you have to do is to read about these people that we got here. All right, you read about Naomi. What I would do, even though you have access to the book, I would copy and paste, and read everything about Naomi. Naomi is a straight A student at a very good university. She wants to be a doctor someday. Last summer, she did an internship at a hospital in Sydney, Australia. She loved it there in Sydney. She dated a guy named Alex, but after she returned home, they broke up. Recently, she applied to Stanford Medical School in the US. She hopes she will be accepted. Now, if you read on the bottom, you're going to see Mr. Alex. Alex is a college student from Sydney, Australia. He's also a talented musician. He's thinking about taking some time off from school. He wants to tour with his band around the world. He also misses his ex-girlfriend, Naomi. They broke up after she returned to her country. So Alex was Naomi's boyfriend, all right? Look here, they're talking about Naomi. And she dated a guy named Alex. So they are basically connected. All right, so make sure that you read that information again, just in case you can copy and paste, because you need to know that information so you can complete the next exercise. All right, in this exercise, what you need to do is that you need to elaborate questions about Naomi and about Alex. So one question about Naomi and one question about Alex with the topic that we have here. In this case, they're talking about education. So number one is completed for you. So about the education, the question is, will Naomi get accepted to Stanford? Is Naomi going to go to the university in Stanford? That could be another example. And then you got to elaborate a question for Alex according to the information we got there about his education. Is Alex going to, and then the information that he got there. Then you need to elaborate a job question about Naomi and a job question about Alex. A finance or money question about Naomi, and the same thing about Alex. A love life question about Naomi, and a love life question about Alex. A travel experience question, remember it's a question, about Naomi, and a travel experience question about Alex. All right, after you got all those questions, we're going to check, make sure that you do them in your notebook. So like that, we can verify that you complete them. On the next exercise, which is basically the last one that I'm going to tell you guys to do from this section, because that includes the writing, and the writing includes too the communication. I'm going to tell you how. The first thing that you have to do is that you have to read everything that we have here. My name is Miguel Sanz. I'm a student at the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico, UNAM, in Mexico City. This May, I am going to graduate with a degree in journalism. In my third year at UNAM, I did an internship at El Universal, one of Mexico's largest newspapers. There, I worked with a senior reporter on different news stories. I also made changes to sport blogs on the paper's website. In addition to my studies, I enjoy playing sports, and at UNAM, I am on the chess and swim teams. I also like learning languages and speak English and some Portuguese. So after you read that, you need to complete this section about that, the information that you have about the school. What is the name of the school? What is the major that they're talking about in that writing? What is the graduation date according to that writing? And what is the work experience that we got in that writing? What are the school activities in that writing, and what are the other abilities in that writing? All right, so after you complete that exercise, then the next thing that you gotta do is that you gotta convert basically this paragraph to your personal paragraph. Okay, so you're gonna talk in your notebook, you're gonna talk about you now. So you're gonna write about your school, your major, what school are you going to, what major are you taking, what is going to be your graduation date, what is your work experience, what are your personal school activities, and what are other abilities that you have. Then after you have that information, you're going to use this as an example so you can write a similar paragraph about you with your information. All right, so in this case, let's say that your name is Jose Perez. So you're gonna write, you say, my name is Jose Perez. I am a student at, and then whatever university you are studying, and you'll continue with the rest of the information about you. Now, you can invent the information, okay? It says here that the information you write can be real or invented, because the idea of this exercise is that you can prove that you can elaborate sentences in this section with no problem. You know, that you understand and that you can write things about you or that you're going to do in the future. When you finish that part, remember to write them in your notebook. That is something that I am going to check and to verify that you completed, especially this exercise. So like that, we'll make sure that everybody was doing what they had to do. Right? That is basically it for now and for this section, because that is going to include the writing. And when you read the writing for me, then at the same time you are going to speak. All right, so you're going to do the writing and the speaking, because the writing is going to be Mr. Reyes listening to, the speaking is going to be Mr. Reyes listening to your writing. All right, so make sure that you complete that, because I will check, and that is things that you have to do. As of now, this is it with Mr. Reyes Limited English in this section that we have Unit 6B. So see you guys in the next video.